So today we are going to do the last problem in this chapter, that is 13th question. See the 13th question. Ram Prakash keeps his book on single entry system. From the following information provided by him, prepare a trading and P&L account for the year ended 31st December 2008 and the balance sheet as on the same date. So they are asking us to prepare trading and P&L account and balance sheet. See what all the information we have. They gave the information regarding the opening and closing balance of furniture, stock, debtors, and they gave the prepaid expenses which are made in the year 31/12/2008, and creditors they gave the opening balance and the closing balance is missing. That means we have to find out the missing balance by preparing total creditors account and outstanding expenses paid for the year 31/12/2007 and outstanding expenses paid for the year 31/12/2008. And cash, see the opening balance and closing balance was given. So the receipts and payment during the year was as follows. Receipt from debtors 42,000. So we have to take this amount in debtors account, and paid to creditors, so we have to take this amount in creditors account. Carriage invoice, that means this is sales return, drawing, sundry expenses, and furniture purchased. See the other information, there were considerable amount of cash sales. So they are telling us there are cash sales, but they didn't give what is the cash sales amount. That means we have to find out what is the cash sales. How we can prepare means we can prepare this cash sales from cash account. How can we find out? See, they already gave what is the opening and closing balance of cash account, and they gave all the information regarding other things. So received from debtors, that means cash received, cash is going out, so cash is being drawn, expenses has been paid, cash is going out, furniture purchased, cash is going out. They gave all the information regarding the cash. The opening and closing balance is also given, but the only one missing figure is they didn't give what is the cash sales. So we are going to find out the cash sales by doing the cash account. Whatever the balancing figure we are going to get, that balancing figure we will call it as cash sales. See the next point. Credit purchases during the year amounted to 23,000. See, the credit purchases, they are only giving the credit purchases. Why they are giving means, see, if you see the question, that creditors, the closing balance is missing. So how we will find out the closing balance? By preparing total creditors account. So they are giving the credit purchases also. That means the missing figure, only one missing figure in creditors account is closing balance. By preparing the total creditors account, whatever the balancing figure we are going to get, that balancing figure will be the closing creditors. And see, the provide a provision for doubtful debts to the extent of 10% on debtors. So on debtors we have to provide 10% bad debts. So it will affect in a P&L account as well as in a balance sheet. So let's do the answer. So let's see what all the accounts have to be prepared. So they are asking us to prepare trading and P&L account as well as balance sheet. So to prepare the trading and P&L account, one should have the total purchases. Total purchases means he should have the cash purchases as well as credit purchases. In this question, they didn't give any information regarding cash purchases. That means we don't have any cash purchases, but they gave the direct information regarding credit purchases. And see, on the credit side we should have cash sales as well as credit sales. See, they didn't give any information regarding the cash sales as well as credit sales. That means we have to prepare two accounts here. One is a cash account to find out what is the cash sales, and then one is total debtors account to prepare to calculate what is the credit sales. So they gave the opening and closing balance in the question itself. So after that we have to prepare the balance sheet. To prepare the balance sheet, one should have all the closing balances as well as one should have the closing capital. To find out the closing capital, one should know the opening capital. How we will prepare the opening capital? So by preparing a statement of affairs as on 31/12/2017, that means this is the opening balances. So we have to take all the opening balances of assets side and all the liability side opening balance, and whatever the balancing figure we will get, that will be called as a opening capital. After getting a opening capital, we can find out what is the closing capital. So once we got the information of closing capital, we can close the balance sheet. So for the preparation of trading and P&L account, we have to do total debtors account, total creditors account, as well as cash account. So let's start doing that. So in trading account, I have taken all the things what you have to take on the debit side and the credit side. Debit side, we have to take the opening stock. If you can see the question, they gave what is the opening stock balance and the closing stock balance. So we have to take that amounts here and the respective column, and we have to take the purchases. If you can see, there is no cash purchases, so I am taking it as nil. And credit purchases, they directly gave the credit purchases in the question, so I will take the amount. And coming to the credit side, sales, we have to find out what is the cash sales by preparing cash account, and we have to find out what is the credit sales by preparing total debtors account. And see, the sales return is also given in the question, so I am going to deduct it from the total sales, and I will take that amount in the outer column. And closing stock, it is given in the question, so I will take the amount here. See, I have taken the opening balance and closing balance. I have taken the purchases, whereas cash purchases nil and credit purchases 23,000 they directly gave. So I took the amount and take the amount in the outer column, and cash I have to calculate and see. I mistook it as a return inverse, but it is carriage. That means it is an expenditure, direct expenditure, to take that in the debit column. So the total amount is 4,000. So now let's compute cash account as well as total debtors account to find out what is the cash sales and credit sales. So let's prepare total debtors account first. So see the question and take the opening balance on the debit side and closing balance on the credit side. Opening balance is 12,000 and the closing balance is 14,000. And see the transaction received from debtors. Receipt from debtors means cash account debit to debtors account. That means this journal entry, it will affect two accounts. One is debtors account as well as cash account. So let's take this journal entry in, let's post this journal entry in both the accounts. By cash account, see, I have taken the amount 42,000. Same entry, let's post in the cash account also. See, cash account to debtors account 42,000. So see the transactions which will affect the debtors account paid to creditors. This is a creditor. This will affect creditors account as well as cash account. This will also affect the cash account. Drawings, it will also affect cash account. Expenses also will affect cash account. Furniture. See the other information. Credit purchases during the year was 23,000. Provide a provision for doubtful debts. This is an additional information which will affect only P&L account as well as balance sheet. It won't affect the total debtors now. So now close the total debtors account. If you can see, the credit side total is more. The balance amount what we will get is called a sales account. The sales is a credit sales. So what is the balancing figure? C, 44,000. So we got the credit sales as 44,000. So let's take this amount in the trading account. So now let's calculate what is the cash sales by preparing cash account. So cash account, we have to take the opening and closing balance. Cash is an asset. Asset will always have debit balance. So let's take the opening balance on the debit side and closing balance on the credit side. See, I have taken the opening balance and closing balance. Now see the question for the other transactions. So see the question. Receipt from debtors, we have already taken this journal entry, and see the next one, paid to creditors. So paid to creditors, cash is going out. What is the journal entry? Creditors account debit to cash account. That means on the credit side of the cash account, we have to take this 20,000 in the name of by creditors. And see carriage inverse, this is an expenditure. Cash is going out. Carriage account debit to cash account. Here also we have to credit. Drawings, cash is going out. Here also we have to credit. Sundry expenses, here also cash is going out, we have to credit the cash account. And furniture purchased, here also cash is going out, we have to credit the cash account. That means all these transactions we have to credit on the cash account. So on the cash account, on the credit side, let's take all these transactions one by one. See, I have taken all the entries on the credit side. Let's post the amount. See, by creditors, how much amount is paid to creditors? See, paid to creditors, how much? 20,000 is paid to creditors. So take the amount here. By creditors, amount is paid 20,000. By carriage, how much is expenditure is paid? 4,000 is paid for creditors, and for drawings 12,000. So let's take the amount here. 4,000 is for carriage, for drawing 12,000 is for drawing, and expenses 14,000 is the expenses, and furniture purchased 2,000 is the furniture purchased. So if you can see the question, all the transactions regarding the cash account has been taken. So let's close the cash account, and whatever the balancing figure we are going to get on the debit side, we will get. If we can see the credit side total is more, that means we are going to get the balancing figure on the debit side. The balancing figure what we will get is a sales account. See, I got a balancing figure of 8,400. So the balancing figure for what we get is called sales. So now by cash sales, whatever the amount we get, we will post in the same manner only. What is the journal entry for cash sales? Cash is coming in, cash account debit to sales account. So let's take this 8,400 in the trading account. Total the amount and take it in the outer column. So now we are done with the trading account. Now we can close the trading account. So if you can see the credit side of the trading account is more, so carry forward to the opposite side. 54,400, and whatever the balancing figure we are going to get, so it will be called as gross profit. 21,400 is the gross profit. So carry forward that gross profit to the P&L account. In P&L account, so let's take all the expenses and losses on the debit side and all the incomes and gains on the credit side. So if you see the question, we have only two expenses. One is sundry expenses, another one is the provision for bad debts. But for sundry expenses, we have one adjustment. What is that adjustment? See, we are preparing this P&L account for the year ending 31st December 2018. But if you can see, we have a prepaid expenses. That means there are some adjustment. What is this prepaid expenses? If the expenses are paid for the year 31/12/2007, you have to add for the sundry expenses. If you are paying for the year 31/12/2008, that means you have to deduct it. In the same manner, outstanding expenses. If you are paying this outstanding expenses for the year 31/12/2007, you have to deduct it. And if you are paying these expenses for the year 31/12/2008, you have to add it. So these are the adjustments you have to do in the P&L account for the sundry expenses. So take the sundry expenses on the debit side. See, what is the sundry expenses given? 14,000. So why I am taking this 14,000 in the inner column means we have to do some adjustment. What is the adjustment? So what is the adjustment means? We have to take the expenses regarding this current year only. So if you can see prepaid expenses, that means we are paying in advance. So if the person is paying in 2008, prepaid means that means he was paying for the year 2009. That's why whatever the expenditure that is paid for the 2009, it should not be taken. That's why we have to deduct it. And if the person is prepaid, if prepaying in the year 2007 means he is paying for the 2008. That's why if any expenses are prepaid, we have to take that expenditure. That's why we have to add it here. In the same manner, outstanding expenses, that means still to be paid. So if the person is paying outstanding expenses of the 2000 year, that means it is not the expenditure for 2008, that means current year. If the person is paying any outstanding liability for the year 2008 means it is the expenses related to the current year. That's why we have to add this current year expenses, whereas if the person is paying outstanding expenses of the previous year, we shouldn't include it. That's why we have to deduct it. Now see that. So after taking all this adjustment, that means from 14,000 you have to deduct 4,000 and 1,200, and you have to add 2,000 and take that amount in the outer column. So we are done with all the adjustments regarding P&L account. Now we can close the P&L account. If you can see clearly, the credit side balance is more. So balance it, and whatever the amount we are getting, that will be called as net profit. So we got the net profit as 9,200. That means we are done with the trading and P&L account. Now we have to prepare the balance sheet as on 31/12/2018. So let's take all the closing balance of all the asset and closing balance of liabilities. See, on the asset side of the balance sheet, we will get cash, furniture, prepaid expenses, debtors. In debtors, we have to deduct the provision for bad debts. On the liability side, we will get creditors, outstanding expenses, and the closing capital we will get. So closing capital we have to find out. So let's take all the amounts, and after that let's calculate what is the closing capital. So see the question, we have the closing balance for furniture, we have the closing balance for stock, debtors, prepaid expenses, it is an asset. So we have prepaid it, it is an asset. And see, for creditors, we don't have the closing balance. That means we have to find out what is the closing balance. Outstanding expenses, it is an liability. We have to take this 2,000 on the liability side. And cash, we have the closing balance. So we have to find out what is the closing balance of creditors. So total debtors account, total creditors will always have a credit balance. They are the liability will always have credit balance. That means opening balance we have to take on the debit side, and closing balance we have to find it, the balancing figure we are going to get. See the opening balance, see the question and take the amount. Creditors, the opening balance is 4,000. And see the question for what are the transactions that are related to creditors account. See, paid to creditors, cash paid to creditors. What is the journal entry? Creditors account debit to cash account. So let's post this journal entry in the creditors account. And see the question, we have one more transaction that's related to creditors account. Credit purchases during the year, they said it is 23,000. Then what is the journal entry? Purchases account debit to creditors account. So let's post this journal entry in the creditors account. See, I have taken the credit purchases on the credit side. So now let's balance the creditors account. If you can see, the credit side balance is more. So balance it and take the balancing figure on the debit side. And the balance what we will get will be called as the balance carried down. That means this is the closing balance we will get. So balance the account. So see the balancing figure, I got it as 7,000. That means the closing balance of creditors is 7,000. Take this 7,000 in the balance sheet. So creditors, the amount is 7,000. So now in the creditors 7,000. So if you can see, now we have to find out only what is the closing capital. For that we have to find what is the opening capital. For that we have to prepare the statement of affairs as on 31/12/2017. That means this is the opening balance. So we have to take all the opening balances of assets and closing opening balances of liability. Capital, I have taken all the opening balances of the assets and opening balance of all the credit and outstanding expenses. So the balancing figure what we will get is the opening capital. So see the total amount I got it as 30,200. So balance it, take the amount as opening capital. So we are getting 25,000. Once you got the opening capital, we can find out what is the closing capital with the help of this formula. So what is that? We have to take opening capital. What is the opening capital? 25,000 plus additional capital introduced. So in this question, there is no additional capital introduced, but we have the drawings. So what is the amount of drawings? See the question, the drawings is 12,000. So we have to deduct 12,000. We have to add net profit. See, I have taken the amounts here. So 25,000 is the opening capital plus additional capital is nil, and we have to deduct drawings and we have to add net profit. So we are getting a closing capital of 22,200. So now we can post this closing capital in the balance sheet. 22,200. Now we got all the amounts. So let's balance the balance sheet. If your balance sheet gets tallied, your answer is correct. See, on the asset side, I got the total of 31,200. On the liability side, I got the amount as 31,200. So this is how we have to do the